Hello and welcome to the next set of the TSN races. I'm here on my own this time, commentating on these races. So hopefully I can keep things interesting. The races themselves are just getting set up. There are 3 teams. We managed to press gang another team into joining us. So we have team 1 is the Sabertooth, team 2 is the Snail again. This time it's a 2-man team though. They did quite well in the last set of races. Hopefully they'll be able to learn from that experience and use that to maybe win against the TSN Sabertooth. They did give them a good run for the money with the Snail. It was just 1 or 2 errors that they made, particularly towards the end as well, where they were starting to move a bit, almost not fly as accurately as they could have done. They were starting to make mistakes trying to catch up. We were saying in the last one when we were commentating, the best way to kind of fly these is to keep mind of the track and ignore the other ship almost. You've got to try and fly as precise as you can instead of trying to catch up the other ship. I've always found that's the best way to be able to actually beat someone. So the Alright, looked like there was a bit of a change of ships there. There's 2 teams instead of 3 teams. 2 teams with 3 officers on each. So there is Sketch on Silver and Roger Wilcon on the Sabertooth, and then Deadman, Farah Quinn, and FTS on the Ship 2 Snail. That should make it an interesting match actually, because if you have 3 people on there, you've got 1 person directing where the next turn is going to be, what side it's going to be on. You've also got 1 person working completely on engineering, and then you've finally got 1 person flying the ship and just focusing all their efforts on flying the ship. So that's the Sabertooth spawned in. Let's get the Snail spawned in for them. There's the Snail logged in as well. Already moving around a little bit there. Alright, so they're starting off with the practice laps. There's a Sabertooth straight out the gates there to try and make their way around this course. The first corner after that start-finish, bring them all the way back round on themselves. And the second corner down on the port side. Bit of a slalom down past Zomig Mining here. Hello, Raiden. We can't talk about the race controller then. Alright. Alright, I'll be there. Okay. Ah, it's quite fancy, is this race control office? Coming around 7 on the port side. This crossing in and out of the asteroid field makes it interesting. And then I think Sabretooth has got a bit lost there. Oh no, they're going for a recharge. Yeah, I was quite impressed with the way they did it, and I wonder if he was working on engineering at the same time, or whether it was just pure piloting and he just boosted the engineering systems anyway. Because it might be interesting to find out, like, if you just boosted warp and left it boosted, could you win the race, or do you even need to boost warp because you've got those turns that strip out the speed from you? Mm, definitely. So I think during these practices, what the teams have to try and do is figure out the most efficient way to get around this course. Whether they're going to take a longer line around the course, whether they're going to take a shorter line around the course. I think if I was the helm, I might be looking like, how do I want to approach this? What kind of speed do I want to be doing? How am I going to make sure I avoid that nebula and not catch it? You see the Sabretooth going around that sixth waypoint there, and actually being able to clip the nebula, whereas the snail going into the nebula, and kind of avoid getting caught up in them because it can really slow you down. Mm, mm. I need to change that. There's the damage on that, so it's not flickering. So it does make me want to kind of sort out my joystick and make sure that I could fly it, because I'd love to have a go at it. I used to do quite a bit of Helm at one point, and I did participate in some races quite a while ago. Like by a while ago, I mean like years and years ago, um, and gave people a good run for the money. I'm not saying that I won every race. Um, yeah, but I was quite a decent pilot at one point. Mm, mm, Okay, I've just realised that on the stream the desktop was turned down, so people would have been able to hear what you were saying, Raiden.
Oh,
They would have heard nothing.
You did that
I'm
on
sorry.
purpose, I'm sure.
Ship 1 would like containment.
So it would have been a very one-sided conversation to that point. Should be two-sided now. Raiden has said plenty about the fact that it's actually quite good for race and simulation of races. He wanted to extend the practice a little bit because Team 2 was getting used to flying as a 3-ship instead of a 1-ship as well, which kind of changes things up. Yeah, I'm sure there was other bits and pieces, but it'll come up as we go through. Feel free, Raiden, to repeat anything that you've said already.
Alright, I'm not in the habit of doing that normally, so we will have to find it. So the race is about to start. I'm just gonna need to do some commands to the races.
Let's try and zoom level. That's all the points in there. Oh, that one's not in. I have to keep it at full zoom.
Ship 1, please confirm ready.
It does.
Ship 1's ready.
Ship 2, please confirm ready.
Ship 2 is ready.
Very well, ships confirmed readiness. The race will be commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck.
You should be able to hear Raiden now. So Snail going for a nice tight line round S1, but then the wide, whereas the Sabertooth went wider and then tighter. That's interesting. Both opting for different lines there. Snail's going wide on this one.
Honestly, I think from the start that Sabertooth is taking a better line in that approach. Snail is even overrunning now their runway at this point, so they are still getting used to the cruise positions in this. It's vastly different than operating a fighting ship, a combat ship.
If I was Snail, I'd push it and I'd just keep going. Rather than trying to refuel, I'd try and get that distance up and put the pressure on Sabertooth.
Actually, I think I forgot to reduce the boost, so boost is now reduced. That's the problem.
Snails!
And Snail did it again. That's a shame.
Nah, I think that's lost the race for Snail already. Unless Sabertooth really mucks up.
Yeah, this race is the only one that doesn't really have a fancy chicane, where you go through one corner and immediately need to turn into the other one. It's sort of a high-speed chase, this one.
I think they got the 7. I think they got the 7 there.
Yeah, they did. I'm watching on the data stream of each of the ships, and they just passed. One thing is good, if they are in plane and they are really approaching the buoy will push them aside one way or the other, depending on the angle of the attack, and so that you can always tell if they managed or not. And if they cross through the buoy, then you know they are not in the plane. So it's actually interesting when I was
giving away your secrets there.
Oh yes, I'm happy to. You know, honestly, I gave it a lot of thoughts how the races could be and should be designed. It's taking me a while.
Come on, keep that speed on.
Yeah.
Your energy's running low. They're gonna have to refuel now. Oh, they're gonna have to manage it.
No, they forget. They will be punished for that. They're already in the world of doom.
I think that's the amount of energy. Oh no, they've slowed down.
So they are hovering around 200 energy right now.
Right.
But this will be a high speed section. They
went
need to
through
go
a
to
lot
3-car
of
resort,
everywhere.
and that dock is not a favorable one.
No,
Zoom
'cause it's
lining
not.
is better.
Yeah, it's not within the route, is it?
Yes, no, it's just a failsafe. It's actually meant for docking while you pass the start-finish line, and they went completely out of that routine. And Sabertooth, you are in your last lap. I almost forgot to announce these. In one of the previous races, it was so harassing. I forgot what what lap we are in. It wasn't easy because Behemoth was there flying one lap behind, and it was confusing.
I think the problem is that they're trying to go too quick, and actually you need to be a bit slower. If they were a bit slower, they'd be more precise, and they'd probably be all right. But because they're trying to go so quick, actually it's causing more problems than not.
This is race control to Snail. You are in your last lap. Yeah, truth is, Sabertooth is toning their race line very well throughout the individual
Did I
events.
miss that?
It pays off to be running. This is their first segment, so they have slight edge above everybody else. But hey, the races have been open to everyone, right? Everybody had the same chance to participate.
We're gonna have to ban the Sabertooth crew though. Or mix them up. Maybe if we switched a few people around.
Nah, that's they worked on their synchronization, and it's paying off for them. Congratulations!
Need to get other
Sabertooth,
crews
your
getting
race
up to that
complete.
standard.
And Snell just got hit by the energy levels. They are running on empty. There is a particular racing style that I think would be the most effective, but none of the ships is actually using that, to my knowledge. But I have to say, when I tried that in one of the races last year, I actually, with my crew, didn't finish the first still, so I don't know. But it was close. We weren't too far, with no mistakes, both crews. We simply weren't fast enough at some places.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing with the Sabertooth. They're getting to the point of they're not making mistakes, so they're becoming impossible to beat. You need another crew that's not going to make mistakes either. Every time you make a mistake, they just blitz ahead, and that's it. And it's that precision of flying all the time. If you are constantly flying precisely, then you're going to be impossible to beat. However, if there was another crew flying just as precise, you'd end
They would
up
have the run, yeah.
Yeah, you'd end up having to really push it, and then you get to the extremes of what you can do.
Congratulations, Snail! You finished your race, second place, not too far behind the Sabertooth. So we will be launching another map. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek to the obstacle course. This one, since we have two full crews, will be run for slightly longer and will be quite difficult. So hopefully, Sabertooth will also be slightly less effective than. Not that we want to punish you, we just want to give you a challenge.
Many thanks, Race Command.
The server is back up. You need to cycle your ready to play.
Right. I am going to just have to step away for a moment, so I'm going to turn up the music a bit. Raiden, you're still here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
Sometimes you can't sit in a chair for hours on end. You need a break.
So let me guide you slightly through this race. The navigation should be straightforward, similar to what we had before. There is, however, a black hole. There is a buoy which should be roughly in the center of the black hole, and the black hole itself, as the scenery, serves as the proper
Microphone
buoy.
muted.
So feel free to pass as close as possible to it, just from the right side. The buoy still should sort of guide you around that. We have a lot of turns, but the shape is relatively. It's still a circular shape, no fancy crossings or anything. So just a regular anti-clockwise race with few undulations, and you also have plenty of stations to dock in. Hang on, I think we have too many. What are the scenario and others? We need to fix something. I will kill the server for the moment. I need to kill the server. Apologies. The fix will take roughly a minute, so no need to be alarmed. Alright, thank you for this delay. The fix should have been repaired. I'm launching the server back. Ship 2, I'm waiting for you to appear in this simulation. Alright, excellent. This is the proper layout of the course. Ships have been moved to the starting area. Feel free to practice just for a few minutes. This practice session and this race will be run at with the minimal power settings that we have enabled, so be mindful of your energy consumption. Practice session is open. Alright guys, you seem to have the hang of it. If both teams would please stop your engines. Right, so you have been moved to the starting area. The energy levels are being normalized. Anybody requires them con replenishment? That's a no. I haven't heard anything. Ships, confirm your readiness. Ship 1, please.
1 is ready.
Ship 2.
Ship 2 is ready.
Excellent. The race will be for 2 laps and will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck. Well, I am afraid you missed the mark. Saber 2, if you're in your last lap.
Congratulations, Sabretooth, you finished again first. Race complete.
Microphone activated.
Sabretooth race control. For the timing reasons, I need to be present in the next slot as well. I'm considering to let the last race run from the machine so that you guys can have a challenge. Unless you are willing to participate
User joined
in the
your
next
channel.
slot as well, actively.
Right, I think that's bringing us to the end of our race segment. Is that right, Raiden?
Well, this is what I'm discussing with the crews, as they technically should be running one more race, and as they don't need to be actively participating in the mission scripting competition. I can leave that running
Control
on the server.
1 is okay with calling it right now. So confirm calling it right now? That's what it sounds like from this end, yeah. Alright, thanks. Team 2, you've completed second, thank you. Just for the sake of timing, we are required in the other sim, so I was asking Crew 1 already whether they will participate or not in this particular race, but they are willing to call it a day. So that leaves only one crew to race, which doesn't make sense. We will only have 2 races. I hope you enjoyed it. There will still be other segments tomorrow. You're clearly improving, so I hope to see you tomorrow and beat them finally.
Alright,
Very
I'm
well.
going to end things there.
Alright,
Thank you very much for watching, and up
Is
next
now closed.
on
The
our just
second-
something
the
about
third
it.
race will
Channel switched.
Up next on our schedule, we have the next mission
User joined your
scripting
channel.
competition entry. That mission scripting
Microphone activated.
competition entry is
User
the
joined
third
your
and
channel.
final one, so we'll be gathering a crew together and we'll be starting our stream so that you can watch that one through. I can't remember which one was it now, Red, and I think we sent them to you. Which was the final entry that we had?
Yeah, give me a second, I'll find it out.
We did the like the
We did the
Cluedo
suspicious
style one.
sightings, and
Yeah.
we are now. I think there's a. Hang on. It looks like it's First Contact 1.
Right, okay, that's the one. Yeah. Right, and in the meantime, I think I've got about 5 minutes to go and get my pizza out the oven, because I've been doing that in the background while you guys have been racing. And then I will be back. So I'm going to stop the stream there. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Keep an eye out for the next stream where we'll be doing the mission scripting competition. We'll be starting that up soon.